I think that most of you probably wouldn't be surprised that I'm nerdy enough to have been a collector of butterflies for a long time. I used to have a pretty significant collection of various butterflies and moths, and yeah, I didn't have a lot of friends in school, so I understand. So I appreciate, the passion that many people have for the monarch butterfly. It is a remarkable species, and in my district, we have a huge area on the Garden Peninsula where monarch butterflies congregate as they migrate south every year, and we have a significant amount of tourist impact from that time. However, I'm opposing this legislation because I don't see the rationale or the sense of saying that the state of Michigan can tell from Lansing whether Waseda Township or Breen Township or any other township somewhere in this state has a milkweed problem, shouldn't be able to deal with that at their local level. We could certainly put some safeguards around that and certainly use programming to help our local communities do it in a way that is sensible, but to just have a one-size-fits-all approach from Lansing that says, you locals are not smart enough, not sophisticated enough, not wealthy enough to properly handle this milkweed problem without making an adverse impact on monarchs that we don't want to see, I think is not the pinnacle of hubris, but it's certainly high up. Weeds are a huge problem, and our state has not been a great partner for agriculture in the fight against weeds compared to many other states. States where when farmers and communities see weeds getting out of control, the state or the local community will literally send somebody in there to take control of that situation and bill the landowner before those weeds get out of control and take over the countryside. Additionally, our state has a long heritage of spreading weeds through MDOT and other departments as they try to plant the roadsides or deal with highly erodible land. And this is a recurring problem. So Michigan's not a great partner in weed management. And who bears the brunt of that cost? The farmers do. The farmers bear that cost. It impacts production, it impacts yield, it impacts their bottom line as they spend fuel running cultivators, buy chemicals and herbicides, where they see it impact the health of their animals, because some of these noxious weeds are even toxic to animals. The state is not good at managing noxious weeds. And to take that authority away from our local governments, from our local people who see the problem on the ground, is a huge mistake. In a lot of ways, it's similar to the thievery of the DNR. As they raise these deer herds that belong to them, but then don't do anything about it when their deer come and eat some poor farmer's crops. Let that farmer pay to feed all those deer. Let the farmer bear the brunt of this so we can sell lots of licenses every year. It's outright theft. And the state of Michigan taking over our noxious weeds and determining that the locals can't do it anymore is just another spike in the coffin of farmers around this state as they try to battle back, they try to stay profitable, work with increasingly shrinking margins. And we need butterflies. Farmers need the butterflies. We need all the pollinators. But we also have to have sensitive and rational and well thought out policies that are nuanced to the areas. And Lansing has proven again and again incapable of doing that, especially with weeds. We need to send this bill back to the drawing board. Instead of just gutting local control again, like we've done with wind and solar and lake levels and proposed with aggregates and proposed with dogs, and instead work out a program that cooperates with our locals, that recognizes that they're the ones on the ground seeing the problem. Milkweed can become an incredibly persistent and insidious weed, causing incredible harm to farmers and driving up the cost of the food that you all enjoy, that you all depend on. Vote no on this and send it back for another go.